Gnoggin.
So there's a small web of video game crossover started by Matthew Patrick 13 over on his show Game Theory. I'll put a link to that down below. At the end of his video, he asked his fans to go out and continue his chain. But to my knowledge, no one has as of yet, so I'll do it. But first, have you ever heard of the Bacon Number game? It's a game where you count how many actors it takes to cross over back into Kevin Bacon. Why him of all actors? Because his last name is Bacon. What more do you want? Even Google has gotten in on this. If you type in Bill Cosby Bacon Number, Google will tell you that Bill Cosby's Bacon Number is 2. It's challenging to find people with high bacon numbers, even non-actors. I mean, look at this. Bill Gates at 3? Even Theodore Roosevelt's bacon number is 3. So why bring up bacon when we're talking about video games here? Well, the same rule. That's the point of creating this crossover web. Never will you see Mario and StarCraft in the same game, but through Metroid, they are in the same universe. So let's get going! Starting with Mario, because how couldn't you? Mario is seen in the audience during the DDD fight in Kirby Superstar, and notice the enemies in Kirby's Dream Land 2. Now look at these enemies in Mario Land 2. Coincidence? Well, probably, since some of these are common Japanese mythological monsters, but still, Gordos are here. In Kirby's Dream Land 3, Kirby fights off a few Metroids, and at the end of the level meets Samus. Metroids are also found in Kid Icarus, and even StarCraft 2. Samus and her enemy Ridley appear in Dead or Alive Dimensions, which also has Ryu Hayabusa from Ninja Gaiden. Hayabusa has a set of armor named after him in Halo 3, and he also himself appears in Warriors Orochi and Dynasty Warriors Strike Force. Warriors Orochi also has mini-characters from Samurai Warriors, and some of the characters from all three of these games were real people in ancient Japan. But we'll save the real-world connection for later. Now let's go back and split off at Halo. And actually, we can draw our first loop here, as Halo connects back to the Dead or Alive series. Team Ninja asked Bungie if they could use Master Chief in their next Dead or Alive game. Bungie's response? Maybe. We don't really want to degrade our character by letting him in a fighting game whose major selling point is large breast physics. And thus, Spartan 458, Nicole, was created, a character that went through the same training program as Master Chief, but fights in Dead or Alive. Master Chief's armor can also be found in Duke Nukem Forever, offered to Duke for protection, but
power armor is for pussies.
In Duke Nukem 3D, he comes across Doom Guy and a chained-up Lara Croft. Emphasis on chained up.
Shake it, baby.
In Tomb Raider Anniversary, Lara runs from a giant rolling boulder, and if you look closely, there's a smushed hat and whip on it, the same kind that Indy wears. Looks like the boulder actually got him this time. But this isn't the only place that Indiana Jones has died. Looks like he also died in the Elder Scrolls, specifically Morrowind, where you can also go through a cave named after the Pokémon Marowak. Bringing in Pokémon! In Pokémon Conquest, you play historical and fictional battles in ancient Japan, with a Pokémon twist. Wait, historical ancient Japan, where have we heard that before? In fact, don't these characters look alike? Well, that's because they are the same people! Pokémon has now been linked back to Samurai Warriors, creating another, and this time very large, loop. Still in Morrowind, we hear of Kefka, a very infamous Final Fantasy boss, bringing in an entire slew of Final Fantasy crossovers, but let's just follow one for now. This Final Fantasy link connects us to Culex, and his 4 elemental crystals in Super Mario RPG, and also in Mario Hoops 3-on-3, Mario and his friends play some basketball with some classic Final Fantasy characters. In Mario RPG, Mario also meets Samus sleeping in a bed, as well as Link. Then, in Ocarina of Time, Link can see portraits of Mario characters in Zelda's castle. Link later starts looking for the Soul Edge in Soul Calibur 2, whose characters have also met Ezio of Assassin's Creed, Kratos of God of War, who has also been in Mortal Kombat, Spawn from the Marvel Universe, various Tekken characters who have also fought Captain Falcon and Sheik, and can dress up as Link in the Mario Brothers, and a few Star Wars characters. You see this? Star Wars and Marvel. 2 huge universes connected right there. Each ripe with crossovers. Again with Indiana Jones, as in LEGO Indiana Jones you find various LEGO Star Wars characters. Aren't they so cute? Marvel and Star Wars come back together with various characters in the Tony Hawk Pro Skater series. Again bringing in the real world! Ooh, video game characters share our universe! And in Pro Skater there's also Doom Guy. Wolverine of the Marvel Universe finds the Lich King's sword, bringing in World of Warcraft. In Ungoro Crater in WoW, you meet a character with amnesia who remembers his name as Link in... But as you help him with quests, he starts to remember things about a raft, a princess, a boomerang, and that Dodongo dislikes smoke. He's clearly Link from Legend of Zelda. He just doesn't remember his name exactly. Don't make fun of him for it. Circling back, Link to Mario. Mario and Sonic have competed in Mario and Sonic at the... No, that doesn't count! That was the entire point of the game! The crossover! Alright, I'll avoid games like Smash Brothers and Sony Smash Brothers and Marvel vs. Capcom, games whose entire point is the conjunction of 2 or more game worlds. But only for the most part. Well then, Mario and Donkey Kong race karts together, they fight each other in Mario vs. Donkey Kong, and even Mario's first appearance as Jumpman was a game where he was fighting Donkey Kong. At the end of Donkey Kong Country 2, you see Sonic's shoes next to a trash can. Is that a good enough connection for you? Yeah, I guess. Good. Also next to the trash can is Earthworm Jim's blaster. Also, this is a pretty clever joke, putting Sonic and Earthworm Jim next to a trash can, saying that they have no hope because Donkey Kong's in the mix. Or I guess just Nintendo in general. It proves true. Earthworm Jim's nowhere to be found and Sonic games are pretty bad.
What is this? Get off! What is this?
Well, they're starting to come back, but Earthworm Jim has fought in Clay Fighter 63 1/3. Terrible game. And another one of the characters in said game is Boogerman. Anybody remember him? No? Okay, back to Sonic. I'm gonna break my own rule for a bit here with Sonic Racing Transforms on the PC. Here, Sonic meets a few Team Fortress 2 characters, as well as a Shogun from Total War Shogun 2, another game based in real-world ancient Japan. Pyro from TF2 is also found in Killing Floor. Still on Team Fortress, the company that makes all of the weapons and stuff in the Team Fortress world is a company called Manco. And in Left 4 Dead 2, there is a drink from the Man brand. Also, Pyro and Heavy appear as mascots for in-game brands, such as Pyro's Burgers and the Heavy Gulp. Now here's a fun fact for those of you who don't know, but the Left 4 Dead series and the Counter-Strike series are one and the same. It's actually theorized that what happened is that the terrorists in Counter-Strike succeeded in releasing a zombie virus, and that's what caused the events in Left 4 Dead. And as you can see by these pictures of Left 4 Dead and Counter-Strike, they are all in the same locations. Or Valve was just really lazy and didn't want to make new models. There are plenty of Half-Life references in Counter-Strike and Left 4 Dead. And in Left 4 Dead, the same song plays on the radio/jukebox as in Portal. And as many already know, Portal and Half-Life are very linked. Aperture Science from Portal and Black Mesa from Half-Life are competing science companies in the same universe. They talk about each other all the time. Through an official Valve mod for Skyrim, you can find the Space Core from Portal 2 in Skyrim, linking us right back to the Elder Scrolls series. And that is a good loop to leave off on. Stay tuned for part 2 of this, which will happen eventually. Probably do some other episodes of this first. Anyway, thanks for watching.